Hello, welcome to the Spire tips video. I'm on the third floor of the Spire right now, and I recorded this on the second floor, and wasn't very informative, so I got a little bit too lucky. I felt like the tips I wanted to be conveying weren't really being conveyed very well, so I guess we'll do it on the third floor. It's not ideal. The third floor is a little bit different strategy than the second floor, but the tips should still apply. So let's get into the first encounter here. Alright, so the number one tip is, well, the first tip is that check to see what the opposing force is. And if it's a combination of heavy range and heavy melee, just throw some mages at it and auto fight it. If it's a combination of mostly light melee, light range, throw orc strategist at it. I've said in the other video, the grounds of orc strategist, those are good culture buildings and they're free troops. Now on the third floor, I actually auto fight a little less than I do the other two floors, but I'm mostly convinced the third floor. But on the first two floors, definitely, if the opponent matchup is a freebie for you, like it's not going to cost you very many troops, then you'll want to auto fight that. All right, so the first thing to understand is in round one, you want as many reds as possible. So this is great. 2 reds and 2 greens. Now reds are better than greens because with greens it's still a possibility. We can't eliminate the chance that these two are going to be up again, but I love reds. If I get like 4 yellows, wrong persons, I cancel. That's a terrible start, especially in the third floor. Even in the second floor, not a good start. But on the third floor, it's a terrible start. But this is a good start. I look for 2 or more reds, really. And greens are okay. So the second tip is, I got this idea of, in the second round, I'm going to take one of the yellows, and I'm going to place it on hold. I'm not going to use it in round 2. It's going to be my wild card in round 3. So I only have one choice here. It's steel. So always pick one thing, usually your most valuable resource to you, like whether that be seeds or one of the sentient goods that you have a hard time trading for. Whatever that is, orcs, obviously, mana, seeds, and orcs you can't trade for at all, so that's a good thing to hold. So we're going to hold that out. So that pretty much just leaves us with the one that we didn't use last time and the 2 that have already gone. We want to know if they're still on the board or not. So in this particular scenario, I really wasn't left with any choice, but the scenario told me what I was picking. The other thing too, we can't really see it here, and I guess I'll talk about it later, is the positioning of where you put the yellows. It doesn't matter here because we don't know anything about these yet, so I'll explain that in a different encounter. Okay, so we have this is exactly how the hold helps us. This is great. So what happened here is we got lucky on one of the greens, and we got lucky here, so we know a coin is on the board, and we know it's not here. It has to be here. And because we held out the steel, we know steel has to be somewhere, and there's only one choice left. So this is exactly why I hold things out in that second round. Like I said, it becomes like this wild card that a lot of times it'll fall into place. Alright, let's do this again. So again, the first round I'm looking for reds. Oh, awesome. I got 3 reds. I only have 1 yellow, so my only choice is to hold scroll. I'm going to hold it, even though there's only 3 choices left. I got to be careful here. Oh, another trick too. So whenever you have like in this scenario, we had supplies in a green, and we're going to hold scrolls So whenever you are reusing a green from round one, only drop it in once. You just want to really know um, if it's still on the board or not. So I'm going to go with this lineup here. Um, I want to hold scrolls, and I just want to know if the supplies is on the board. Because if it's not on the board anymore, and you drop it in twice, then you really kind of wasted a hint. Although in this case, since there's only 2 supplies I'm choosing from, that tip is I guess it's a little less relevant. But you know, if there's 3 or 4 supplies I was choosing from, that would be a different story. Okay, maybe I should have spread that out too. Actually, I probably should have, just because there was only. All right. So I don't really have a lot of hints here. So in that case, maybe I should have gone with 2 supplies. That would have helped me more. I know at least one of these is supply. The question is, are they both? Here's the other thing I wanted to emphasize too. I've noticed that whenever your final choice is between 2, so I could pick 3 of one type and 1 of another, which would be 3 supply and 1 wood, 1 plank. Or if you can instead pick 2 and 2, and the 2 and 2 is going to win more often than it's not. That's an observation I've made over many months of doing this. I'm pretty confident in saying that that is a true statement. That a 2-2 will win more than a 3-1. The only problem is it's not quite that simple here because I don't even know which one of these it might be. So I don't know. This is just going to be a guess. Yeah, see, it was 2-2. I just had them in the wrong place. So 2-2 did win over 3-1. I guessed wrong. I'm not going to spend diamonds down here. Besides, I want to show more scenarios anyway. I think I'm only going to do probably 1 or 2 gates in this video. So, okay, a fantastic first round roll. We've got 1 in the hold. So this is almost the same thing we had last time. We're going to hold what are those? Steel. But the only difference is this time. Last time I said, I'm going to. This is last time I said only use 1, and then I did 3 of the resource I hadn't guessed yet. I think I will split it up 2-2 this time, just because there's only 2 choices here. That would have helped me last time, so we'll split it up 2-2. Let's make sure we're not doubling up any guesses from the last round. Okay, and there's our hold. We're still going to hold. Okay, let's see what's going on here. So the only thing we know for sure is this one, because there's only 3 choices, and this is telling us it's not 2 of them. So we know that's scrolls. Scrolls could also possibly be here. We don't know. Okay, so what else do we know? We have a hold from last time. So one of these 2 is plank. That could be scrolls. Any of these could be This is not a great scenario, actually. This is a complete and total guess, and I'm not going to spend diamonds here, so yeah. Yeah, it was just bad luck. That's the thing about the convincing is there's, especially on the 3rd floor, there is definitely no guarantees. These tips are only meant to save you wasted effort. Again, I'm getting great first round rolls here. So let's see. We're going to hold that, and let's go with again, normally on a green I only drop 1 in, but because I keep getting the same scenario where I'm just 2 resources on the 2nd round. Okay, we got it. So because I held, I know steel has to be there somewhere, and there's only 1 choice. So again, that's why the hold, in my opinion, the hold is great. It's very valuable. It will save you attempts for sure. Alright, let's look at this scenario again. It's the same. We keep getting the same scenario. Alright. Just make sure I don't, do the same guess. Alright, so what did we hold? We held out what? Oh, I messed up. Crap. I meant to hold silk. Instead I held scrolls. That was a total mistake. And it cost me. I don't think I'm going to win this now. Because I have no idea if scroll is still here or not. See, I totally messed that up. I wasn't paying attention. Yeah, I messed that up. I mean, I guess I could just do a guess, but I mean that was dumb luck. But unfortunately, I missed the opportunity to. That would have been a great example. So now we are looking at. Now there's 7 choices. This is where it really starts getting hard. Alright, what do we got? So definitely, this is a much more difficult. This is not a great. It's not a terrible first round roll, but it's not a great one either. I only got 1 red. This is tough. I guess, do we want to play this one out? I'm probably going to lose this one, to be honest. I don't really like this roll. So when you have 7 choices like this in the first round, obviously I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 because this is a low chapter city, and I can pump resources from my other city into it. I got plenty of resources. But again, you're a higher chapter city, and you've got maybe seeds, and do the 5 that you could replace with instants if coin and supplies are up there. Use those. Use your basic goods. Try to say on the first round. Try to withhold your seeds, your sentient goods if you can. That'll save you. I'm sure most people already know that, but so that way, if you could toss away round 1s, they're not quite as costly to you. Let's try this again. I didn't like that. Much better, much better. Alright, I don't even have anything to hold here, which is unfortunate. This is... I would honestly rather had yellows than greens. So we're really just going to have to rely on luck here. See what we got. Yep, this is really... probably not going to win this. What you could do is you could play for the 3rd round if you really wanted to, or the 4th round if you wanted to pay the 25 diamonds. Let's see here. I mean, so yeah, I could pay the 25 diamonds because what I know is there was only 3 choices left, and it's not crystal, so there's 2 choices left. So that being said, the 2 choices left are marble and plank, and I know marble has to be there, so it has to be in this slot, which means plank is the only valid choice left. So I could pay 25 diamonds. Now, how do I decide if I want to do that or not? Sometimes it's time. If I just want to hurry up and be done with the gate, so the countdown can start. Sometimes I'll just pay, but I only pay when I definitely know the answer. That's the trick. The other thing too is, what are the? I mean, the amount of resources that you think it's going to take you to do this again, would you pay 25 diamonds to be given those amount of resources? That's the other thing I ask myself sometimes. It's like, given the resources that I think I'm going to have to spend, if I could trade those for 25 diamonds, would I? So that's partially my determination. I'm going to go ahead and pay it. Because like I said, I definitely know the answer. And I never pay the diamonds if I don't definitely know the answer. That's because you can still get it wrong, and then you've already sunk 25 diamonds into it. We'll go a couple more encounters here. Alright, we back down to 6. Good. Alright, let's see. 2 and 2. Okay. This is a pretty common scenario, actually. So what do we know? We're going to hold 1. Okay, so let's hold the supplies. And that leaves us 1 yellow. So we want to put that on one of the reds, though. We don't want to put it there. We want to get at least 1 hint. We're guaranteed this is either going to be green or yellow. We don't want 2 reds if we can avoid that. Alright, so now we need to do, we haven't done silk yet, and we need to know if coin is still here. So same thing, I could put coin there. So I know what I've got left. I got to put a coin down, and then my choice is, do I want to put down, I'm holding that, so do I want to put down another crystal, another silk, or another coin? You know, I only want 1, this is what I was saying earlier, I only want 1 of the green, of the coin. I just want to know. So, and I don't know anything about silk yet, so I could do silk here, but I think I'm better off doing crystal, because now, you know, I have my 2 unknowns. Like, these could be red for sure. The silk and the coin could be red. But I know that the crystal's either going to be green or yellow. So I'm going to have at least 1 hint on all 4 of these. And I'm holding my supply, so I know that's going to be there too. So I'm trying to get as much knowledge for round 3 as I can. Okay, so this worked out really well. Kind of. The only thing here is that, so I know one of these has to be supply. Unfortunately, I have no idea if the other one is silk or not. So, yeah, this didn't work out too great, but alright, so I could pay the diamonds if I want. I know the final answer. I was right by doing 1 and 1, but I just had the order wrong. But again, if you're in a hurry and you don't mind spending the 25 diamonds, you know, that, again, you definitely knew the final answer there. So I don't really like these rolls. 3 green, I don't know anything about it. So, I mean, it's possible. That's even worse, actually. That's even worse. So, like I said before, I'm going to go with the 2-2 over a 3-1. So basically, I don't think it's plank, because that'd be 3 plank. It's more likely to be 2 plank and 2 something else. So I'm going to eliminate plank as a choice, and it's really just down to these 2. And, you know, I don't know, you can eeny, meeny, miny, moe here, I don't know. It's really, I think it's a 50-50 chance here. Nope. It's probably, but I'm not going to pay the diamonds because I'm not even guaranteed that it's crystal there. It could still be plank. So there's too many greens. I didn't get a chance to hold anything. I don't, you know, like I see again, a lot of greens here. So this is another scenario. This is a good example to show. Don't do this. Don't do that. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4. This could be any one of these 5. This one can be any one of these 4. So we're going to pick 2 of the 4 and try to get a clue. Hopefully one of these will be a yellow. Nah, they're both reds, and that's not what we really wanted. So we know that's crystal. We have a 50-50 chance here. Yep, there we go. So that was another scenario how, even though we knew the answer to the second person in round 2, we withheld to try to get more clues for round 3. And it did help us. We went from instead of like a 1 in 3 or 1 in 4 chance on that last guess, we got it down to a 1 in 2 chance. So don't be too quick to solve things in round 2. Get those hints for round 3. Oh, I like this. So we got 3 reds. Perfect. All right, so we're going to hold. I think we're somewhat back to the scenario we've seen already before, but I'm going to go ahead and hold. Again, normally I would only do a marble here because I'd only do it once, but earlier in the video that didn't really help us so much. Ah, beautiful. Okay, so we held out steel, so this other person has to be this, and then we know that steel was held. So there's the hold in action. You see how it helps. Helped us solve that one quickly. And let's see. I haven't even been checking these opposing forces to see if they were easy, but honestly, on the 3rd floor, oh, not good. I don't like this at all. We're not going to win this, I'm pretty sure. So, yeah, no one to fold that after that first round. Again, especially if you, I'm just skipping the 6th one, but skip the seeds or whatever, something that's harder. Okay, we can work with this. So again, now the hold's going to be very crucial. These scenarios, the hold's even more crucial. When you have like 3 yellows, the hold becomes very crucial. So we know we haven't done silk yet. We're going to hold out on, I think we'll hold out on supplies. Let me see. Yeah, I'll hold out on supplies, I guess. So I can go and do coin. And let's see, I'll do steel. I'll do coin again. And I'm going to do steel again. I don't know anything about silk. I definitely know that coin and steel are in here, so I'm going to do them twice. Because I'm guaranteed a hint or a green at least. Whereas if silk's not in here and I drop it in twice, I'm just going to get 2 reds. And that's, playing the odds, that's not your best move. Oh, alright. So, not great. Well, we have 3 clues on steel. We know one of these is steel. That doesn't mean they both are, but we know one of them is. I've got nothing to work with here. This is probably worth folding. I don't think we're going to get this. There's just too many possibilities. Like, the amount of luck needed here is just too high. I'm just pretty much throwing away resources. Not as great of a roll. Only 1 red. Okay, let's hold out supply again. Let's go with the steel, or I mean the silk. We need 1 coin. Make sure we're going to drop it on a yellow. just in case it's red. We want at least one yellow on all of them. Now we can do, I'm guaranteed at least a yellow or green there. And I need to drop that in, but I've already guessed that. I just need to go reorder something. Okay. Alright, so I'm holding out. My hold is going to be the supplies. I've got one coin in there. And my red is filled with the previous yellow. Everything looks good here. Let's see. Alright. Alright, do we know anything? Man, this is rough. Really, really rough. Oh, let's see. So, we know one of these two is plank. Not getting much luck. Not getting much help here. And we know what? Either this one or this one is crystal. I mean, I could go for a total guess here. Or I could fold. I'll go for a guess. I mean, I might as well. If supplies are, if what you're guessing involves like seeds here, you might not want to guess. You might want to fold this. But if it's all just like supplies and coins, things you can replace with instants, or it's tradable goods, then you gotta take a guess. I'm not yet. Don't even spend diamonds on that. I don't think you would even know the final answer. This all the way to the right, you know that supply there, and you know this one. This third one is going to be what? You have three hints. That one is plank, so you have supply and plank, and then crystal has to be then number 2, and that leaves whatever's left, coin. So you do know the final answer. The final answer is known here at this point. The video is getting pretty long. I'll go ahead and pay just so I can end this video sooner. So what I say, this was that supply, and this has to be then plank, and then even though we only have 2 hints, we know wrong person means it has to be there, and there's only one choice left, which is coin. So, like I said, I only pay the diamonds if you absolutely know the answer. Okay, last one. I'm gonna cut this video off, and this isn't 7 choice. These are always more difficult. I normally only pay diamonds on these gate encounters, so with the extra, they have 7 or 8 choices. Not great. I would have honestly rather had 3 yellows than a green. Green doesn't really help you all that much in round 1, but alright, so let's see. Let's hold the marble. Okay, so the wrong person is we want to try to fill the reds with yellows, but I can only do that on one of them, because I need to get these other resources in, because I need to check supply, and then I have 2 that we didn't even get to try in round 1. So, yeah, unfortunately, there's a very real chance that this 5th one could be 2 reds, which is going to make the 3rd round difficult, even more difficult. And we got a little lucky, actually, there. So what do we know? So we know what the 3 things are, because there has to be a steel, there has to be a plank, and we held marble. So we know what the 3 are. So worst case scenario is I think we can win this in the next round, and then maybe we get lucky this round. Actually, well, we also know there's 2. We know he's steel because this isn't steel, this isn't steel, this isn't steel. Okay. Unfortunately, now it's a 50-50 chance, right? Because we know we've got a marble, and we know we've got a plank. So those are the 3. We definitely got the 5th one right. So Worst case scenario, I'm going to get out of this for 25 diamonds. But I got it right. I got lucky. So I hope that in this one in particular, especially this last encounter, you saw the value of holding out one yellow in the second round. If I convey anything in this video, it would be that. The other, again, just to recap, the other thing I would say too, if you're ever left with a choice in the third round, to where maybe you have like one thing left, and there's two choices, or even three choices, if one of those choices is going to cause it to be like 3 supplies or 3 plank, choose something else, right? Because it's more likely, you know, a more even distribution of 2 and 2 as opposed to 3 of the same resource, which isn't all that common. If you just think about all your encounters that you've ever done, you know, it's kind of rare to actually see 3 of the same thing. So pick 2, 2. You know, if you have 3 left, if you have one, if you're guessing on one thing in the third round and there's 3 choices, and one of those choices is going to cause 3, if you eliminate that, then you've at least you've upped your odds to 50-50, at least in your mind, right? So it makes the choice a little bit easier. You know, it could tell you on a choice of 2, it could say, okay, I guess I got to pick the one that's going to make it 2-2. And if there's 3 things to choose from, it could eliminate one and make your choice, make your guess a little more likely, I think. So yeah, the hold, the 2-2 over 3-1. Check the enemies again. If you have if the orc strategists have a favorable matchup on all of them, especially in the first and second floor, just auto fight with the orc strategist. If the enemy is all mage, or I mean all heavy range and heavy melee, throw your mages at it and save your resources. It'll be a pretty efficient auto fight win. Just because you're a catering city doesn't mean you can't take the free, cheap, I shouldn't say free, I just say cheap auto fight wins. So that's about it for this one. Hopefully this was helpful. Remember that hold on the second round. That'll save you frustration and resources. All right. Good luck gaming.